Name and club.
Ciara O'Sullivan, Mournabbey.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an accountant with Deloitte in Cork.
How many times have you played in Croke Park?
6.
You remember them exactly?
Yeah, I actually do. Yeah, I suppose I remember each one. I think playing in Croke Park isn't something you're going to forget, so yeah, I definitely do.
You remember the first one?
Yeah, I do, in 2008 against Monaghan.
What do you remember about it?
Being exceptionally nervous, more so than any other game. Not being able to hear people. I only came on that year, but when you came on, not being able to hear people, you know, people are shouting instructions and you can't hear, so that was definitely something I remember from it.
And what would you say to supporters this year, maybe thinking about going for the first time to the All-Ireland Ladies Finals? What would you say to them? One reason maybe that they should go along.
I suppose, well, particularly to women, like, I think it would be important to support women's sport. I suppose at the men's finals over the last few weeks there was large crowds of women, and I think it's important for women in particular to support women's sport. So I would encourage people to come. I mean, if you look at last year's finals alone, they were unbelievable finals. So I think if you do come, you'll be guaranteed a good day.
Yeah, let's talk about last year's final. Have you ever watched it since, or how many times have you watched it since?
I watched the second half once. I didn't watch the first half because I can remember very much what was happening in the first half, and it wasn't a lot really. So I have watched the second half all right since, and I don't even think I watched the full second half, just maybe the last 20 minutes.
And in that last 20 minutes, you scored a point or two, and you set up the goal for Emer Scally. That was really the key, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I suppose when I'm in front of goal, all I want is someone else there to take it off me, and thankfully Emer was. So I suppose I was just in the right place at the right time, and then Emer was, thankfully, as well. So I think there was a lot of hard work done out the field earlier before those scores too, though.
But it was an incredible game, an incredible achievement for all the All-Irelands Cork have won.
Yeah, I think, I suppose of the ones I've been involved in anyway, I suppose that would be the one that would stand out the most. I think most memorable from a Cork point of view, and probably from a neutral point of view, the game itself. And I think it's when that final whistle went, I don't think we'll ever forget that feeling.
And how do you then take that into this year, and how do you deal with Sunday? Because Dublin will be so motivated, even though they say they're partly a new team, they'll be so motivated. How do you deal with that and still keep to your game plan and match their, shall we say, their mental approach to it, and being so motivated? Yeah,
I suppose Eamon made a point at the start of the year that good and all as last year was, and you know, obviously it was brilliant that we had to forget about it, and that this year was a new year, and obviously what we've won in the past was no good to us this year. So I think we all made a conscious effort to forget about last year as much as we could and just concentrate on this year, and we have been doing that since January. So I think obviously Dublin will be using whatever motivation they can for Sunday, but I think it's the same as always for us. We're just going to try and bring as much intensity and work rate as we can, and hope that that'll be enough.
And finally, can I ask you about Briege Corkery and Rena Buckley? What's it like when they come back to training, one after playing Camogie and two after winning a Camogie All-Ireland? What's that like?
I was just saying to the girls outside there, you'd be a little jealous of them that they have it done already, that they have the All-Ireland medal, well, one of them. And I suppose there's great pride in the girls because we see all the hard work they put in with the footballers, and then you imagine they're doing the same with the Camogie. So I think everyone's really proud of the girls and hoping that their bit of success will rub off on us as well.
Well, they are both incredible, but we have to check a few facts. I mean, is it true that Briege milks 400 cows before training or every morning?
Yeah, that is true, yeah. And she'd still be out ahead at any bit of running we did or anything. So yeah, and to be fair to Rena, the same, like, they're exceptional, and Rena as well works long hours with physio and stuff, and they don't miss any training, and even if they aren't partaking in training, which is very rare, they're always there. So yeah, I suppose you would have to admire them hugely.
I was joking about the cows, but you're serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. Yeah, she does. Yeah.